Welcome to Hub City Fibers, episode 26. This episode is going to be just a tad bit different just because I am not recording in my normal kind of headspace. This is my coronavirus edition of this episode, so it's going to be a little wacky. There's going to be a lot of vlog footage in between. I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of new things that you don't usually see on the podcast, but I thought would be kind of cool considering the circumstances that we're in. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys are returning viewers, thank you so much for stopping by and listening to me and my fiber journey. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and you hit the subscribe button and you continue to follow me along. So yeah, I'm going to start off with my show notes are on my phone. So I'm going to start off with my FOs, which stand for my finished objects. So I have 2 finished objects. I have been knitting like a crazy woman, like insane, because obviously we are in a pandemic. So global pandemics cause me to kind of go into make mode. And yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm just embracing the make mode. So my first finished object is the Carbeth. I finished it. And to be honest, the style isn't for me. And I decided to give my Carbeth to my mom. She'll really have some use out of it. And I never made her a sweater. Excuse me. I never made her sweater, so this sweater is going to be given to her as a gift, and hopefully she loves it and wears it all the time. We're in spring, so I don't think she'll wear it anytime soon, so I might hold off to give this to her for like the holidays or something. So there's that. Another finished object I have, which I'm really excited to share, and I already shared on Instagram. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, definitely follow me along. I'm at HUBCITYFIBERS, and it's my latest and greatest FO, and it's a pattern by Jessiemae, who honestly, I'm obsessed with this. It's her My Secret crop top, and it is a crop top. It is a crop top pattern. It's 100% free. You could get it on Ravelry, and it is literally super cute. It's super dainty and small, but I think it's such a great layering piece, and I'm literally so obsessed with this. I've worn it around the house. I've worn it to bed. I love wearing it as a top to go to sleep in. And the recipe itself calls for scrap yarn. So if you have a lot of fingering weight, or if you have DK weight, you could definitely make this. I ended up using some yarn from Steve's ripped pattern that I made. I also ended up using some scrap yarn that's old as hell. It's Sweet Sparrow Yarn's birthday cake. I got this at Chelsea Yarns when they did a collab forever ago. And then the white remaining part is actually some of my Yummy Base, some of my Ecru colorway, and it's just a singles. It's just like a single ply DK weight superwash merino yarn. It's really nothing out of this world insane, but I really love the way the texture plays. And to be honest, a lot of the sweaters, and you'll see in another FO that I'll show you guys really soon, I've been using a lot of my parchment colorway, which is just the Ecru yarn. And honestly, it's absolutely stunning. I love it. I love the way that the Ecru color plays with my colors in particular. I have a very particular palette when I create colors, and a lot of the time I am pairing it so that you can go and make it with a Ecru yarn, which doesn't necessarily have to be my yarn, my Ecru yarn, but it could be, you know, you could go and pick up Ecru yarn and make it a more cost-effective sweater. So I do love my Ecru yarn, and I love mixing it with my colors. So yeah, that's exactly what I did here with this crop top. So that's pretty much all the FOs. I did some other FOs, like some hats. Oh no, I have another hat. Give me a second. So I have a lot of hats that I've been making, and it's just been for a lot of fun. I've been actually just asking people in my personal life. I have a personal Instagram, and I kind of keep my knitting and my personal Instagram kind of separate, just because just two different types of energies that I give to both. But essentially I put out a request on my personal Instagram, and I told everyone that I will knit them a hat, which is something I will never do, and will possibly never consider ever again. So I did end up making a hat. I don't have it because I ended up shipping it out, but I did end up making a pretty simple hat. It's just my Aran weight yarn in Holidays colorway, and I combined that with like a mohair that I had left over. And it's just like a really simple hat. Honestly, it's still cold out. It's in here in New Jersey. So like if I'm just being lazy and like I just want to feel cozy and I don't really care about doing my hair and I have like a Zoom meeting or something, then this hat is my go-to everyday hat. So I've made a lot of hats, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the FOs that I have to show you. I guess we'll move along to my works in progress. So yeah, I have a lot of works in progress. I guess we'll start off with my Stagecoach, which is by Boylan Knits. It's one of her newer patterns. I know she just came out with another pattern, which is insane, but yeah. So really quickly, it's a DK weight yoke sweater, and it's color work. And you guys know that I've been trying to knit on a color work pattern using my new DK weight Peruvian Highland wool, and I'm using these colors. So this is another example of how I'm using my parchment colorway, which is just like my white, and how I'm incorporating all of my other colors. So you guys probably know my Komorebi colorway, which is a colorway inspired by a Japanese word. I have my Abracadabra colorway, which is kind of like a plummy, neutral, pastel-esque purple. And this is my Komorebi colorway. And then the last colorway is my Lapis colorway. And I went off on a tangent once on Instagram about why I love Lapis and why I named this Lapis. But yeah, that was a while ago. So let me know down below if you guys know what I'm talking about and you follow me on Instagram when I talked about Lapis. So yeah, I'm working on my Stagecoach. It's great. I love it. It's fulfilling my need to knit on a colorwork pattern, and this is what it looks like. I think this yarn, which is my sturdy base, is perfect for colorwork patterns, and I don't have this on big enough needles, but I love it. This is going to be such a cozy sweater. It's going to be perfect for when we go back into autumnal heaven. We go back into the autumn, or even in the summer. I'm like looking forward to carrying this around, maybe wearing it at the beach. And I love, these are my floats. A lot of people ask me about my floats, and they ask me if I carry my floats. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I do that. Do I carry my floats? This is what my pattern looks like on the inside. So yeah, I don't know if I carry my floats. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm not gonna be a fussy knitter, so I don't, I like easygoing knitting recipes that are just intuitive, don't have a lot of thought, have clear sections, and that's what I really like about Boylan Knits Caitlin Hunter's patterns, is I really like the way that she writes, and I like her step process. I think it's fairly good for beginners to kind of delve into sweater making, and also color work. So yeah, that's living in that. But to be honest, I've been working like crazy. So I've made hats in between working on that sweater. I made hats, and also I've been, you know, working consistently on my second secret crop top. And guess what I'm using? I am using Shetland wool and some leftover Tuca wool that I got at EYF at Edinburgh Yarn Festival that I used for some socks that I made for Steve. And again, here's the theme of using, here's the theme of me using ecru color yarn. The reason I love this pattern by Jessiemae, and I've worked on her Ripple bralette and it didn't end up working out because I just didn't meet gauge, and I don't care about gauge. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am not a gauge person. I wing it 80-90% of the time. Realistically, I wing it 95% of the time because I'm a busy person. I don't have really a lot of time to gauge. I appreciate gauging and understand gauging. But I don't know. I really just go with the flow and I do what I think is best. And it usually ends up working out, except sometimes it doesn't, and that's when I just gift it. So I still have that Ripple bralette. It's at my job office desk, and it'll probably be a Christmas present to like my 15-year-old cousin or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I am working on my second secret crop top. I loved it so much. I am going to modify. So this is a little bit of a mod as well. I think this really curves up to be kind of like a turtleneck, which I like that more instead of kind of a swoop that shows the bosoms. I don't really like to show this section. I really like to cover it. So that's why I just did a couple of the repeats, and it's more of like a turtleneck finish. And I'll pop a picture of that here so you guys can see what that looks like. And so for this one, I wanted to kind of not be cropped to the point where my midsection would be showing, because I do want to layer this in my office. It usually gets really cold in the summer, so I would like to make this and wear like kind of like a blazer over it to kind of make it look a little bit profesh. But we'll see. I'm starting to run out and I don't know if I have enough yarn, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So that's what I've been working on. That I have on. I'm currently mostly working on that. I need to get back to my boiling knit sweater, but that's pretty much what I've been working on. Don't have anything else. I also have a weaving loom now, guys. I'm a weaver. Let's jump into that boat. So when this pandemic started, so I've been looking at looms online forever. I look on Craigslist every so often. That's what they say. If you're like a new weaver, to like go on Craigslist and, you know, do some research, see if you can find a loom. So the day that this pandemic started and we were told that we were going to be working from home, I was ecstatic, obviously, because we got to work from home and there was just going to be more time at home, and I'm a hermit. So obviously I was happy about that. But obviously, I'm not happy why we are kind of staying at home and being locked in our houses, but I'll talk about that at the end. Anyways, we were just in the start of this pandemic. We got our loom. Over the moon. Over the moon. We went all the way. So, hold on. Sorry. Let me backtrack. I was looking on Craigslist. I saw a loom. It was, full disclosure here, $600 they were asking for. It came with the loom. It's a four shaft, 6 treadle loom. So that was really nice because Steve is really into pattern designs, which is what we're first working on. It's actually a design pattern. And I'll show you guys a little clip of that right here. I'll show you guys what the loom looks like, what we're working on, and yeah, pretty much, you know, we went all the way to Pennsylvania and we picked up this loom. It was in a barn in the middle of nowhere, PA. Like, no one was in contact with it. The person that we had went and picked it up from, you know, we made barely any contact with her. So it was a really safe transaction. And honestly, it was really pleasant. We brought it home. It has the chains, And, you know, we're going to replace those eventually. But for right now, we're just kind of using yarn. And, you know, it came with the full setup and we're really excited, you know, and it's a perfect time to kind of get into that. So we're really happy about that. And yeah. So I guess I'll move on to announcements, what I've been you know, obviously I talked all the knitting stuff, so I'm going to just go ahead and talk to you guys about, you know, what I've been doing in this pandemic. Like, I've been working from home, I've been home all day, and, you know, a lot of what I really want to stick to just the positives and, like, what the positive about the coronavirus is, just because I feel like every time I hear someone in a podcast or someone in the news, like, I know we can all use a little bit of a break, so I don't want to take away from any negative things that are going on, because I know that there's a lot of bad that's going on, but for the purposes of keeping this podcast, you know, kind of like an escape, then that's how I'm going to kind of talk about it here. So during the pandemic, I have been cooking a lot. I'm going to show you guys a video of me cooking, but essentially I'm obsessed with everything that this woman has created. Her name's Alison Roman. I bought her book, Nothing Fancy, and I also bought her other book, Dining In, which is coming in the mail. Can't wait to get it because I've already worked through a lot of her recipes in this book, and it's everything. It's how I like to eat. I like to eat the way that she cooks. Very no fuss, but, you know, quality food, and just like, it's honestly, she makes great recipes. A lot of the recipes I've made are one of the recipes that I'm gonna actually show you guys at the end of this little, like, talk about food, about her recipes. But it's her tomato braised cod recipe, and it's so freaking good. I had it with tacos. I heated up some flour tortillas, and Steve had it with some crusty bread that we made. We've been making loaves of bread like everybody else. The bread recipe that I've been using, by the way, is a 3-hour bread recipe that requires yeast and is actually made. You can find the directions of this 3-hour bread on YouTube. I'll link it below, or I'll link it right here, the name that you should look up. It's amazing. And anything that this biatch makes that you can find on New York Times or Bon Appetit, she has some free recipes. Highly recommend. She's amazing. I have been shopping like a mother effer, excuse my French. I've been shopping like crazy. And one of those things that I've been, you know, shopping and purchasing a lot of was tea. I've been trying to just be more hydrated, and I find that I drink a lot of tea in my office. So I thought, now that we're working from home, like, I'm obviously going to drink more tea here as well. So I went ahead and placed an order with Adiago Teas, which is a US-based company, New Jersey-based company. And I found out about them when I worked as a barista shortly in college. That's where this coffee shop got their teas. So this isn't the whole haul, but I got some cinnamon rooibos chai tea bags because I love me some chai in the middle of the day. I got an Earl Grey lavender, which is amazing. And then they gave me this free, kind of like 7-day community along tea. And essentially it just kind of tells you, like, okay, on this day, drink this tea. So, like, enjoy on April 17th. So I'll be following along with that. And yeah, I've been, like, loving the teas that I've gotten. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for coming and watching me rant about what I've been working on. I'm gonna start the cooking episode right here. I hope you guys love it. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much. Stay safe. Hey guys, so I'm going to be walking you through a recipe which is cod poached in a tomato sauce, and that's what I'm going to be making. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know down below. Now to taste. I made the tacos. Steve got the stew with the bread, so try it. Amazing.